Welcome back to the final show match for today, guys. Again, a big part of today was brought to you by Loaded Commerce. There's been a link dropped several times in chat. We've had it on the overlay for the majority of this day. I do hope sincerely you'll check out the website, maybe give them some business, and if not, at least take a look to see what they're about. But spawning here in the lower left corner of the map, I actually gotta swap those scores around here real quick. It is the Ladder Cup, or Ladder... Let's try this again. The Starvo Season 1 Ladder Cup Final Champion, the Green Zerg player, Franskar. Sorry about that.
Top right as the Blue Terran, it is Acer's Innovation.
So up 2-0 at the moment. A lot of what's been going on here, though, if we're going to be quite honest, guys, hasn't really been like Innovation with this insanely overwhelming lead. He hasn't been completely dominating and crippling his opponent to the fact where it's almost embarrassing. We actually had a really good game out of Franskar right now, but unfortunately caught on the defensive. Was still able to even pull off some counterattacks with those lings, get into the production lines of Innovation, catch him a little bit off guard from time to time. I think that if this wasn't a best of 7, but if this was like a continued series and we saw these guys go at it again and again and again, we would eventually see Franskar take some very decisive victories. But right now, the thing he's struggling with most, I think, is Innovation's combination multitasking and his micro. His control of his units has been fantastic.
It has been. But, I mean, honestly, it's just everything. I haven't seen that part where I'm like, oh, Franskar had the better micro right there, but Innovation had the better macro. I mean, Innovation's just a little better at everything.
Yeah, he's got his bases covered.
Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, like, not only was he doing that macro, but he was also hitting every single, like, you know, timing that he should have back home with the tank kind of timings and the science vessel timings. I keep wanting to say science fiction. Let's clear out what it is.
Yo, actually, somebody in chat, Raptor Drew bringing it up. Hey, Rifka, we need a Starship Troopers tournament. That was a lot of fun. But I'm actually working with potentially doing another for July 4th, an Independence Day tournament, where it's going to be Terrans versus Protoss. I can't confirm that yet because we still have to work out the details, but the timing on that one would be pretty perfect.
That's pretty good.
Like, extra 5 points to anyone who makes a mothership during that series.
Oh god, no.
But okay, back in on Franskar. This is one of those maps, by the way, guys, where it looks like there's a secret, or not a secret, an easy base, but it's just minerals. There's no gas here. It's really hard to really overexpand on this map. But SCV from Innovation will get a pretty nice scout off. As far as what Franskar does this game, it's kind of hard to, like, as far as what he scouted, I mean, look, he sees 2 Raxes already, he knows his potential for aggression. This isn't like 2 Raxes in the middle of the map, of course, but you can't really make Banelings to deal with a lot of Zerglings early on, or Marines early on. You kind of have to rely on those Lurkers to carry you through the mid-game. There's not a lot of other tech paths you can do. Roaches are really cool, but we're never going to see them because, quite frankly, they suck at the moment. They're the coolest damn things in the world, and they have their place in the game. But for the most part, Bio deals with them just as effectively in Starbow as they do in StarCraft 2.
What's nice about this map for Franskar is that when he puts that 3rd hatchery down, as you usually would doing a 3-hatch, you know, lair, he also gets some base for it. He doesn't have any gas, but it's still minerals that he doesn't have to expand again to get to in the... I guess you would take the bottom right position? I don't actually know. This map is a lot smaller. So while it, like, you know, it has like that middle base and the 4, like, you know, major bases like Fading Spirit, it's a lot smaller and less bases.
Right, but at the same time, too, as a Zerg player, you're going to have a macro hatchery anyway, so this is just like a really effective macro hatchery.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, and
like,
effectively
really
actually turns into the lair, curiously enough. Not a bad place for it. It is kind of the center of the 3 bases, but not sure why I just wouldn't do it in the main. It just seems like the safe choice.
I don't know. I mean, both are going to be potentially dropped, so... Whatevs. Again, we're going to go for the Hydralisk Dead and the Lurkers first. Now, I mean, you can go Mutas first and then go into Lurkers. It's not like that attack that Innovation does and is looking to prep to do again this time. It's not like it's, you know, an automatic win against someone who went Spire first. The Mutas do help out. They do have some decent damage. And of course, really what's going to help you is mostly Lings and the Spines. You know, getting four Spine Crawlers this time instead of just 3 against Innovation's push.
You know, I kind of wanted to talk about last time it happened, but we didn't get to because the timing was too strong. But I've seen Red Bandit, just as a shout out to him, hold off impossible pushes against both Terran and Protoss with like a couple of Lurkers kind of melded into the Spine Crawlers.
hiding the amounts of lurkers.
Well, I mean, it's just the fact that you can't push into the combination of the two.
Oh, right, right. And well, the whole thing is that innovation's supposed to hit at a timing where it's like they barely have the lurkers, or they don't quite have the lurkers. But this one's actually not the same. It's gonna become later. It doesn't have those hellbats. It's gonna be a little stronger in the just the pure bioforce.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's making it again. Do I always call this like right before he makes those hellbats or fire bats? I
Right?
think I do.
Is it like a good call or a caster curse? One of those like
I think
mix-ups.
I think this is coming later though. Doesn't that bioforce look a lot bigger than it was before?
It does. I think a large part of that too is like the
Yeah, it would
significant
be hitting
amount of
now.
Marines. Yeah,
If-
it's like the same amount of medics. God, you want to call them medevacs? I'm just so used to that, right? But yeah, it's about the same amount of medics. You know what I would love to see? This is so dumb. I doubt he'd go for it, but like, because Barrel of Stabilizers is a much better upgrade, Defense Matrix would be really cool to see. Pushing into Lurkers, you put those on the 4 Marines on the front line, so you're going to soak the hits no problem. And then in the cooldown, you stim in and slice them and dice
Yeah.
them.
You do see that in Brood War, just occasionally. Like, it's not used that often, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, this attack's just a little bit later, but you know, this time Franskar does have Lurkers out and ready. I mean, he already had 3. I don't know where they went to.
I was getting a couple across the map with these Lings.
Ah, okay, okay. So now he only has 1 or 2 at home. Just 1.
This is
I
looking really
don't-
bad, quite
Yeah,
frankly.
I don't like that for Franskar.
So
Yeah.
this is he's a little bit worried innovation because he doesn't know how many lurkers are here. He saw one burrow and he's seen a couple revealed on the map, so there's no way for him to know there's just one. And that's kind of like buying Franskar a little bit of time, but for what? There's not a lot coming up behind this. More Hydralisks are on the way, but not lurkers. A couple more morphing in now, but innovation's just gonna go for the push. He's one single lurker, and this is, well, this is gonna be game for Franskar. I think is what it boils down to. This other lurker's gonna die before it hatches. Or maybe not. Innovation says screw it, let's go for the dive.
Yeah, yeah. This is I don't like that option, that choice to send the lurkers across the map. I don't think that was helpful at all.
No, it was a mistake, that's for sure. One of the cool things too, just because we don't have a lot to talk about other than the imminent death of Franskar. A couple patches ago, they changed it so lurkers can burrow on top of each other now. They couldn't before.
Yeah.
So that's always
That
a
was
scary
something-
thing too. You scan one, but it might not actually be one, right?
Exactly. That is a that was a trick in Brood War. I'm kind of glad they involved it in here. It always happens like when they're on top of the ramp defending your third too. You think there's only one, there's like 5.
Well, slow bleed out gonna happen here. Almost holds this actually with a couple more lurkers, but that's still way too much damage that's already been dealt. Drone count has been slaughtered. Medics are actually out of energy, worth noting, but still no way to really advance forward here. Ooh, it just barely doesn't get it. There we go. Does kill it before you can get a spike off. That sucks. Hatchery of the main goes down. No broodlings to come out of it because that's not how Starbow works. More units coming across the map as well. And there's just no defense on the front lines. Poor Franskar is dead, and he just doesn't know it. This is, no, he's Bruce Willis is what it is. There you go. The Sixth
I
Sense.
get it. I got
Is it too long ago to make those references? Like, are those jokes not relevant anymore? I mean, I see dead people. Alright. Now 3-0 in the favor of innovation. My fingers are crossed and the hopes are that Franskar can turn this around. Otherwise it'll be 4-0 and he'll have to hope to come back next season and maybe challenge him again.